This portion of the video was sponsored by FilterBuy. One of the biggest reasons why we started farming was to spend more time in nature for our health and well-being. When we're inside, we want to make sure our air is as clean as possible, but let's face it, we all forget to change our air filters. And making an extra run to the hardware store is such a pain. That's why Kevin and I were excited to learn about FilterBuy. FilterBuy is an online company that offers over 600 different sizes of air filters. It's such an adult thing to get excited about shipping air filters to yourself, but it's such a pain to remember to do it because it's recommended to change it every 3 months, and I guarantee you most of us do not do that. They always have free shipping and it's super fast, usually within 24 hours. And all of their air filters are made in the US and their prices are really affordable too. Clean indoor air is really important, especially during the times of year when you're inside the house more often. For us, that's the summer, but for most of you guys, that's the winter. So it's time to get started on replacing those air filters. And the best way to do that is to order quickly online at filterbuy.com. So go to the link in the description and order at filterbuy.com. And a big thank you to FilterBuy for reaching out to us because we definitely needed the reminder to replace our air filters. Thanks to FilterBuy for sponsoring this part of our video. Oh, is he over on the stump? Hi, Winnie. Hi. Oh, he's over on the stump.
Can't you read, Winston?
That is not your stump.
Well, the day has arrived. Winnie and Winston are gonna go to their new home. Definitely have mixed feelings over it. I had a couple sad moments last night, but whenever I think of the goats that are here, I always sort of think of it like a fostering situation where I know they won't be here forever. You know, they're not gonna live as long as I'm gonna live. And I know that I'm gonna always be having to find homes for babies. And after 10 years of doing it, you get pretty used to seeing them come and go. So while it was fun to have Winston and Winnie grow up here, and it was really cool to see them develop and their personalities, even though I had high hopes for them, it's okay. They'll be at a good pet home and they'll be spoiled like crazy. Aw, you guys are matching. Did you plan that?
Yes, obviously.
Are you guys sad? It's the end of an era.
It's the end of the Willow line.
Yeah.
You remember back, it was 2020. It was right when the pandemic started that they were born.
Oh my gosh,
Dang.
you've had them for that long?
Yeah, it's crazy, but they'll do good at their new homes.
They'll be good.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in old conversations. Oh, 'cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken, 'cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.
Okay guys, I'm here with Ariel and she is gonna be Winnie and Winston's new owner. So she already has, remember she has Penny's doeling Nymphadora, who is now like, so she'll be three?
Yeah, coming up on 3.
That's crazy. That's very cool. So
Yeah, Penny's very last one.
yeah, her very last one, that's right.
Yeah.
Very cool. So now we just have to load them up. I think they're ready.
Penny's grandchild.
Yeah.
Right.
So just to make sure that they handle their transition nicely, I'm gonna give them a B complex injection. B vitamins are really good for goats when they're dealing with any sort of stress. It helps them handle that stress. It helps make sure that they still have their rumen and gut functioning like it should. So it's just an overall good sort of thing to do before any goat travels or moves to a new location. Well, she keeps laying more eggs.
Yeah.
Is that black one there behind her?
Yeah, it's in there. It's under her, it's just so little. There he is!
Is that black one a little tiny, silky maybe?
That's weird. Seems like it.
Yeah, it's kind of got a different colors, doesn't it?
She
So-
wants to lay more eggs, brothers and sisters, but then she doesn't sit on them.
Yeah, she's done sitting. She wants to raise chicks now.
Okay.
Okay, Ethan, what are we gonna name them?
Oh, I'm the wrong person to ask about that.
Bandit 2?
Bandit 2.
I don't think we can name them yet. We don't know what their personalities are.
That's true. They're cute though. She's a really protective mom. She barely lets me see them at all.
They have her colors on their wings.
Those two do, but that
Yeah.
little black one, that's more silky.
He's got a little brown on his face. That one.
Yeah. Cute. Last time when I said that we've been storing butternut squash for a whole year, I sorta lied. I use the term butternut squash, but this is actually Myokama squash, which is a native plant here in Arizona. Because of that, this plant is not only really drought resistant, it also stores incredibly well and is really one of the only things that I can store in my pantry for a long time. So today we're gonna roast up the last bit of Myokama squash. And after it's been roasted for a good hour, it looks like this. You know your squash is still good if it hasn't shrunk in size and it still smells nice and fresh when you open it. Today we're gonna make something I've never made before, and it starts by making some browned butter, which is butter that's just been cooked till it turns brown so that you get a nice caramelized flavor. At the very end, we're gonna add some fresh sage from the garden and let that cook a little bit. After the squash is cooled, we're gonna make sort of a dough out of it. So we'll add flour, salt, and a few spices. Then we'll roll it out and make gnocchi. When you make gnocchi out of a squash, it doesn't quite shape as well, so you have to be a little more gentle with it than you would if you made it with potatoes. But cooking it goes the same way. We're just gonna boil it till they rise to the top. This dish is super simple. We've got the butternut squash gnocchi, the browned butter, the fried sage, and a ton of Parmesan cheese. This almost goes better as a side dish than really a main dish, but I thought since I have the squash and I have the sage, I was gonna give it a go. I'll put the link to the recipe in the description, so try it out. Let me know what you think. Get it, Kevin.
What is it?
It's a scorpion.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, man. Okay, let's go. So excited. Eventually she'll get to the gate. One more time. All this junk in our yard. You made it! I always debate letting her out because she's so excited that she sort of causes chaos. Wait. Okay. Oh goodness. Be nice. I need to teach Salem to feed the chickens. I need to teach her to carry this food out. She would be so good at it. Come on. It's time to be milked. Come on. Come on. Come on. So I've been waiting on this moment to really assess if Hazel has a good milk supply or not, and she's totally passed the test. So goats hit their peak milk production at about 6 weeks after kidding, and Hazel's hit that and she's producing a ton of milk, which is what you want to see at the beginning, because throughout the year it will naturally go down. I measured her milk yesterday and she had 2 pounds, a little over 2 pounds, which is really good because you want about 2 pounds in the morning, about 2 pounds at night. That equals to about a quart in the morning and a quart at night. So for a Nigerian dwarf, a miniature goat like this, to produce that much milk at the peak of their production is really good. Now we just got to see if she continues to produce that throughout her lactation cycle. And when we milk test, we're going to be able to see how much butterfat she has and all of that. So it'll be interesting to see how she does throughout the year. These are all things that are helpful in determining which buck to breed her with next year. So far, she does amazing on volume, so we know that she has those genetics to be able to eat enough food to produce enough energy to produce a good amount of milk. And that's what you want in these little Nigerian dwarfs, for them to be able to utilize their feed efficiently. Oh, you're being so patient. Do you want some? Oh, other kitty got it. She'll probably let you share. When I was at the ADGA National Convention last week, I learned a lot about goats' body structure and genetics and how you want to pair with a buck so you can help pull the best genetics and keep improving the breed, rather than just breed whoever to whoever and then have goats that start to fall apart and have health issues at a young age. The goal is to breed goats that have a lot of health and longevity to them. So we're doing good so far. Oh, is that what you decided to do? Huh? He gets this whole big area now at night. Look who's here! Mom! There you go. You can get the last little bit. He's looking for Salem to play with. Come play with your buddy. Come on. Come on, Salem. Where is he? Look at that little tail. Is that your buddy? Oh my gosh. Oh, is that your buddy? You're such a sweet doggy. They get on this mountain together and play in the mornings. Be nice. You're kind of big and intimidating. Gotta be gentle. She tries to eat the alfalfa pellets. Then she spits them out because she's like, wait a second, these are gross. You guys are so funny. Oh, there's Mom. That little buck-like behavior, I swear. Oh, look, you're as tall as her now. Oh. All the goats have now realized that Salem's not a threat, so they're fine with her now. So funny. Morning breakfast at the feeder. Not as many goats as before. I don't know where Tilly is. What you doing, Tilly? Don't you want to have breakfast? Come on. Oh, you just want some pets? Okay. Tatum, you're looking pretty big. Okay guys, let the countdown begin. So I honestly don't know if Tatum or Fern is gonna go first. I think maybe Fern, even though I put Tatum's due date first, because Fern, she just seems like she's a little bit more ready. Fern's udder looks a little bit bigger, but the thing is Fern has already had babies the previous year, so she might just have a bigger udder overall. We shall see. All I can do is just keep watching their udder and see for that pop where it gets, you know, significantly bigger overnight. So I'll be posting updates on Instagram. I call them udder updates. So you get to see goat udders every day, and we'll all try to determine if it is popped or not, which tells us that delivery is within 24 hours. Let's check your ligaments. Still there. Watching their udder is a really great indication on if they're gonna deliver soon. So I used to just sort of like feel their ligaments, and that's a good way to do it, to make sure that that ligament is gone. But those udders, they will give you that 24 hours notice before you're gonna have babies on the ground. So I kind of like that method a little bit better. Tatum loves this one spot on her head scratched. She loves that. And if you stop, she comes up and goes, please. Okay, I'll get it, I'll get it. We're hoping for 2, okay? Okay, Tatum, or at least just a doeling, okay? Willow, well, I have to let you in if you give me that face. Okay, come on in. Go on up. She gets extra treats because her babies left. Her big old babies. Willow hasn't really acted sad or upset. I think it's because her babies are older, so she doesn't really care too much. In fact, Tilly and Willow both, they're good moms, okay? I'm not gonna say anything bad about them. They are good mamas, but there's a certain age where they get irritated with their babies and they bite their ears. They're sort of mean to them, so I don't know. I think if they're gonna lay by somebody, the babies will choose to lay by their mamas, but the mamas are kind of ready for the kids to have independence. So Willow's been good, and she has friends here. She's friends with Luna and Tilly. Tilly and you grew up together pretty much, huh? She's just gonna eat her food. She's loving that extra treat. Well guys, we're getting to the very last bits of the pizza oven. Okay, so Kevin put a mortar on the sides of the base and
surface cement.
Surface cement. And we're going to now paint it. So, okay, Kevin, let's show your magic trick. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow! You're so good, Kevin.
Yes.
You're so fast.
Look at that.
So I wanted sort of a cream, and this is actually a pretty dark cream, but it's bright outside, so.
Yeah.
And the bottom is painted too. It's gonna look so good. Technically we could cook something in it right now, but the last part is to do all the finishing tile on the countertop. So are you good at tile? I hope you're good at tile, because
well,
yeah, you are. You are.
Done tile lots of times. That doesn't mean we're good at it, but we've done it lots of times.
And then we'll get firewood, stack it down here, and start cooking our pizza. Okay, it is breeding time for these bucks. We have a lot of does. You're probably wondering, what are those goats in with Zorro? Those are my friend's goats. We are renting out Zorro for a month or so. He's gonna breed her 2 does. And so far they're not in heat, so they're very like, why are we in here? But pretty soon he'll breed them and then they can go home.
This works out really good because he gets to not feel left out. He gets to have lots of action right next door.
And then Napoleon is breeding Daphne. Daphne just went into heat today, and I went ahead and put Olive in here because I wanted to just make sure that she's not in heat as well, since they're usually sort of paired up. So far he's not interested in Olive at all. He just wants Daphne, so that's a good sign.
Very energetic.
We might have to put some plywood up, but they actually just started fighting right now. That's a good idea, Kevin. So the reason that we have them in littler pens is that they actually do better that way with breeding. That way they don't run around and the buck doesn't get so exhausted that he has a hard time breeding. So smaller pens for breeding is always a good thing. I think it goes like 12 feet.
Oh, okay. Put it on the tire.
Okay, so me and Dad programmed it to have like a few different sounds, okay?
Scare the coyote away.
Okay.
Forever.
Go.
Get out of here, you coyote. That'll work.
Yes!
Of course it will.
See, and then.
Get out of here, you coyote.
That is gonna get so annoying.
Well, it's just gonna be like a motion. Yeah.
Get out of here, you coyote. Oh, I'm scared.
Okay, ready? I'm gonna throw you a stick. And you're gonna, okay, ready? Go.
Get out of here, you
Okay. It's so cold, it's so chilly. We need to fit all of us in. Ethan, you're too tall.
No.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so that's our plan for the coyote. A recorded voice of Kevin going arg arg arg. That is until Salem grows up and she's able to do it herself.
Can't go wrong.
Alright guys, thanks for joining us. I know it's a super sad video because Winnie and Winston went to their new home, but I'm happy with the decision because I was ready to have them go to new homes when they were babies. So I'm just feel glad that we got to have fun with them and raise them up. And we're going to do a lot of that in the future. We're going to raise up a lot of babies here and keep them for about a year before we decide which homes they're going to go to. So we got to get used to it. We got to get used to goats moving on and finding new homes. Alright, if you want to see the video where Winnie and Winston and little Wally was born, go ahead and click here.